Good morning, dear students. Dear students, we are in the previous classes. We are discussing something about rise of Jainism and Buddhism. So, in the previous class, we are learned something about Jainism and Vardhaman Mahavir and his life stage. So, after the completion of those aspects, today we are going to discussing something about Buddhism and Lord Gautama Buddha. Dear students, already you know that several aspects about Lord Gautama Buddha. So, today we are going to know something about Buddhism. See, Siddhartha, who later became known as Gautama Buddha, he was born on 6th century BCE. His father, Shuddhodana, was the king of Republic of Sakya. Renouncing kingly luxury and familial happiness, Siddhartha became a hermit, disillusioned with the prevailing ways of life. He embarked upon a quest for truth, attaining enlightenment. He became Buddha. After becoming Buddha, the enlightened one, it means the enlightened one, and he first went to Saranatha near Banaras. He went to Saranatha near Banaras. After he getting enlightenment, he went to Saranatha Deer Park near Banaras. This has been called Dharma Chakra Parivartana. This has been called Dharma Chakra Parivartana. Dharma Chakra Parivartana. This has called Dharma Chakra Parivartana. And later on, here he preached the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path. Here he preached the Four Noble Truths. He preached Four Noble Truths. He preached Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path. And Eightfold Path. He preached Four Noble Truths and Eightfold Path. See, what are the Eightfold Paths and what are the Four Noble Truths? The Four Noble Truths declare that the whole world is full of sorrow and suffering. The whole world is full of sorrow and suffering. They also explain the root cause of sorrow. And Buddha realized that desire was the root cause of sorrow. Desire was the root cause. Desire was the root only by the liberation of excessive desires. Only by the liberation of excessive desires could a peaceful life be lived. Could peaceful life be lived. And Buddha preached the eightfold path for enlightening desires. For enlightening desires. This is called the middle path. This is called the middle path. This is called middle path. See, the eightfold paths are number one is action. Action. And number second is speech. Speech. And the third one is vision. And the fourth one is livelihood. Livelihood. And fifth one is effort. Effort. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And sixth one is recollection. Recollection. And the seventh one is resolve. Resolve. And the last one is thought. Last one is thought. So these are all called as eightfold paths. These are all was preached by Lord Gautama Buddha. Are you understand, dear students? The eightfold paths are called as middle path. So we are going to liberation of excessive desires. Then only could be peaceful lead our lives. That's why, according to Lord Gautama Buddha, we are all liberation from the desires. And so these are all Buddha's preached eightfold paths. Number one is action. Number second is speech. Number third is vision. Fourth one is livelihood. Fifth one is effort. And recollection, resolve, thought. So these are all called as eightfold paths preached by Lord Gautama. See, this is what we call something about Gautama Buddha and is preached. So after that, followers of the new religion, followers of the new religion. Followers of the new religion. Followers of the new religion. Wealthy merchants, artisans, and common people were inspired by the new teachings. Buddha gave his messages in Prakrit, the language of the common man, and related them to various aspects of their tradition. The atmosphere of the new cities changed, the ways of life of the people. The new religions became a ray of hope in the changed circumstances. Buddhism, especially took on a new role of transforming the lives of people. So, wealthy merchants, artisans, and common people were inspired by the new teachings of Buddha. Buddha gave his messages in Prakrit and the language of the common and related them to various aspects of their traditions. The atmosphere of the new cities changed the ways of life of the people. So the new religion became a ray of hope in the lives of common peoples. So that's why changed their circumstances and changed into Buddhism and accept Buddhism. So especially took on a new role of transferring the lives of people. And Buddha and his followers visited Kosala, Magadha and many cities on the Gantak plain of India and spread his messages there plenty. They walked from one city to another and devoted their lives for others. So, in this way, Buddha spread his teachings, and in this way, he was going to change us, people transferring to Buddhism. Transferring to Buddhism. See, later on, 8th year, Buddha's glorious life, selflessness, service came to an end at Kushina. The 80th year. Buddha's life ended at Kushina. At the age of 80, Buddha's glorious life, selfless services came to an end at Kushina. And this has been called Mahaparinirvana. This has been called Mahaparinirvana. So, Buddha's death or Buddha's end of life at Kushinagar is called as Mahaparinirvana. At the age of 80 years, he lived glorious life, and selfless services to be hanged at 80th year of Lord Buddha. This is called as Mahaparinirvana. Viharas were constructed in all the areas in which Buddha wandered. Viharas were constructed. Viharas. Where Buddha wandered. Viharas were constructed where Buddha wandered. And also people preserved his relics and bones in Chaitalyas and stupas. Chaitalyas and stupas. Chaitalyas and stupas, where people were collected their relics and bones in Chaityalas and stupas. And in memory of his accomplishments, started worshipping him. And this was how the first temples, idols and idol worship began. This was the first time The idol worship and idol worships begin. So later on, Buddhism spread not only in India but also in foreign countries. So travels like Chinese travelers like Fahian, Itzing and Yuan have described glory of Buddhism. Buddhism had spread to Malaysia, Burma, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Sri Lanka and Burma too. And rocks have been mountains and shaped into statues of Buddha. Statues of Buddha. And later on, even today, we can see that glorious statues of Buddha in Angkor Wat of Cambodia and Brahman of Afghanistan. Unfortunately, the used statues of Buddha in Burma came under attacks, were destroyed in recent times. So in the year 1956, inspired by Buddha's teachings, India's prominent and great philosopher and architect of Constitution, Baba Sahib Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, embraced Buddhism in his life. So that type of Buddhism even today spread all over the world. So for that reason, this was the one of the greatest religion among the other religions. So after the Buddha's death, his followers collected his teachings, tradition in the form of Tripitakas. In the form of Tripitakas. In the forms of Tripitakas. These are Vinaya Pitaka, Dhamma Pitaka, Abhidhamma Pitaka. These three are Vinaya Pitaka, Dhamma Pitaka and Abhinaya Pitaka. These are called as Tripitakas. Abhidhamma Pitaka, not Abhinaya, Abhidhamma Pitakas. These are called Tripitakas. First one is Vinaya Pitaka, and second one is Dhamma Pitaka, and third one is Abhidhamma Pitaka. So these are all called as three Pitakas. These are all collected of Buddha's teaching and his traditions. Collectively, we call it as Tripitakas after the Buddha's death. So later on, over a period of time, disagreements develops in the teachings and different branches of Buddhism sprang up. They are Hinayana, Mahayana, Vajrayana. They are Hinayana, Mahayana and Vajrayana. So three sects of Buddhism. One is Hinayana sect, Mahayana sect and Vajrayana sect. So these three sects are overcome over a period of time because of disagreements in teachings of Buddha and his religion. And different branches of Buddhism arose. They are Hinayana, Mahayana and Vajrayana. And their sutras came into being. We see many organizations across the world adopting different teachings and realizing of Buddhas and the foreign inventions. See, during this period, there sprang of city status in Greece and Persia had grown into a powerful empire. These two areas in constitutional conflicts. The Achaemenids were one group and Persia in 6th century BCE. King Darius of the dynasty established and his empire, his kingdom extended up to the Indian border during his time in 4th century BC. The Macedonian king Alexander won over the Greek city-states and captured Persia. Thus, even the part of the Persian kingdom which had spread up to the Indian border came under the control of Alexander. After overpowering Persia, Alexander entered India through the pass of Kandahar and Indus. He advanced till Ravi and Bias rivers and unable to proceed further, he crossed the Indian border through river Jhelum, and on his way back home he died at Babylonia. And way back home he died at Babylonia. So this is what we call foreign inventions. Foreign inventions. So these are all the aspects called Buddhism and Lord Gautama Buddha and his teachings. So these are all called as Buddhism and Lord Gautama Buddha. So, eightfold paths are preached by Lord Gautama Buddha. They are: number 1 is action, number 2 is speech, number 3 is vision, 4th one is livelihood, 5th one is effort, recollection, resolve, thought. These are called as eightfold paths. And the followers of new religion, 80th year life led by Lord Gautama Buddha, and end at his glorious life end at Kushinagar at the age of 80. That is called Mahaparinirvana. And after the death of Lord Gautama Buddha, followers are constructed viharas where Buddha wandered, and Buddha's relics and bones collected at Chaitalyas and stupas. And Buddha's followers collected his teachings and traditions called as Tripitakas. Tripitakas are in 3 forms. One is Vinaya Pittaka, another one is Dhamma Pittaka and Abhidhamma Pittaka. And later on, conflicts arose in the teachings and preachings of Gautama Buddha. That's why Buddhism arose as 3 branches or sects. One is Hinayana, another one is Mahayana and Vajrayana. So our great Indian philosopher and social reformer and the father of our Indian constitution called Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who embraced the Buddhism in his life. So today, Buddhism spread all over the globe. So such kind of beautiful religion Buddhism was. So later on, we know something about the battle between Alexander and Paurava. When Alexander accepted the invention of Ambi, the king of Takshila, and came to India, it was Paurava that he had to confront. Paurava was also called Paurus. The two armies faced each other on the banks of the river Zela, which was flooded and wild at that time. Alexander's army attacked Paurava, who had never expected anyone to cross the Swan river, and won. Alexander asked the captured Paurava how he desired to be treated. Paurava replied with pride and courage, as one king deserves to be treated by another. Paurava's brave adventures have been immortalized in Greek writings. Alexander's attacks lead to the consolidation of small and big republics and the establishment of the Mauryan dynasty. The arrival of the Greeks influenced North Indian art and science. Proof of this influence can be found in the famous art from known as Gandhara. Proof of this influence can be found in the famous art that is known as Gandhara style of architecture, and which existed at that time. This is called Gandhara style of art. See, these are all the several aspects of Buddhism and foreign invention and the battle of Alexander and Paurava. So this is the unit called Rise of Jainism and Buddhism. So dear students, these are all the aspects comes under the unit Rise of Jainism and Buddhism. So this unit was completed. If you have any doubts, please ask to me and clarify your doubts. Okay? Please write down all the points and go through once again and again and understand. You can understand easily. Okay? After the completion of these things, now I am going to give some exercise activity to you. I am going to dictate the exercise activities. Please write down in your notebooks. Okay? Be ready. Okay, dear students, please write down some exercise activities based on the unit Rise of Jainism. Please write down. Please write down. Heading is like this. Complete the following sentences by using suitable words in the blanks. Shall I repeat the heading once again? Complete the following sentences by using suitable words in the blanks. Okay? Yes. Number 1 is the first Jain Tirthankara was dash. The first Jain Tirthankara was dash. dash in his 42nd year. Mahavira attained dash in his 42nd year. And Mahavira attained nirvana at dash in his 72nd year. And the fifth one is the original name of Gautama Buddha was. The original name of Gautama Buddha was dash. And sixth one is Buddha delivered his first sermon at. Buddha delivered his first sermon at dash. And another one is the first sermon of Buddha is called dash. The first sermon of Buddha is called dash. Please write down all the exercise activities. If you have any doubts, please ask to me. Is there any doubts? If you have no doubts, now I am going to give another exercise activities. Okay, that is second one. Please write down heading is like this. Answer in brief the following questions. Answer in brief the following questions. Number one is write in detail about Mahavira's life. Write in detail about Mahavira's life. Second one is what are the three ratnas? What are the three ratnas? And third one is name the sects among the giants. Name the sects among the giants. And fourth one is what is the middle path? What is the middle path? And the fifth one is who were the people? Who were the people influenced by the new religion? Who are the people influenced by the new religion? And the last one is write a note on the three Pitakas. Write a note on the three Pitakas. So these are all the questions. Please write down the answers. And I am going to give three more activities. Number one is collect information about the life of Mahavira. Collect the information about the life of Vardhaman Mahavira. And second one is collect the pictures related to the life of Gautama Buddha. Collect the pictures related to the life of Gautama Buddha. And third one is learn the meanings of words like Dhamma, sect, and antheism, theism, these are okay, etc. So these are all several activities also given to you. Please write down all those things neatly. If arises while writing the activities, please ask any doubts to me. Okay, now I will stop here. Remaining new lesson will be discussed on tomorrow's class. Thank you very much.